So, last year I was packing my things because I was moving to my new home. As I put everything into boxes, I realized that I own far more things than I actually needed. One simple example was my collection of reusable bags. At first, I was excited about these bags because I thought it's a really great innovation. Instead of using single-use plastic bag, we could use reusable ones. And it seems like a more sustainable choice. But there was a problem. Every time I order food or drinks, whether it's online or offline, I often received another reusable bags. One become two, two become five, and finally, these bags just keep piling up in my home. Some things that were supposed to reduce waste had somehow become another form of waste. And the same thing happened to my reusable bottles. I love drinking warm water, and I saw an advertisement on social media about a bottle that can keep our drinks hold hot or cold for hours. And I thought, I need this. This definitely would make my life easier. And I kept seeing more and more advertisement on social media about uh, content that comparing which brand had the best insulated system. And without even realizing it, I own more reusable bottle than I actually needed. As I finished packing, I started to reflect on my own habits, and I told myself that I don't want to do this again in my new home. And I have another practical reason. My home is not big enough, so I couldn't just keep filling it up with something that I rarely used. And that was when I came to one small conclusion that I need to be more mindful about the things that I own and things that I want to buy. And I realized that the most sustainable thing might be the one that you already have. And since then, I've started making a few changes in my daily life. First, I started to use what I already own. As I mentioned before that I had so many reusable bags in my home. And this is one of it. Every time I go, I always bring this foldable shopping bag, and it can be folded into a small keychain, so it's very easy to carry around. Instead of buying a new reusable bag to be more sustainable, I chose to use what I already had. And second, I start to question my consumption. Because sustainability is not always about recycling, but also it's about reducing our consumption. So, whenever I want to buy something new, I always ask myself, do I really need a new one? For example, these bags that I'm bringing today, I brought this 3 years ago, and I'm still using it until now. And my pants that I'm wearing today, I've had them since 2020. So, for me, as long as it's still in a very good condition and still serve the purpose, why should I replace them? And I know talking about sustainability might sound complicated because some people might think I'm only one person. Will changing my habit make any difference? Well, maybe one person carrying a foldable shopping bag will not change the world, and maybe one person using a reusable bottle will not solve environmental problem. But I believe this. One small choices are not small if million people make them. Our individual choice can become a collective behavior, and collective behavior will change a demand in the market. And changing demand in the market will encourage business to change the way they produce and sell their products. And of course, individual action alone is not enough. Businesses and government have also an important role to play. But we don't have to wait for everything else to change before we started changing our own habit. So, here I'm not asking you to stop shopping, and I'm not asking you to throw away everything and become a minimalist tomorrow. I just simply asking you to pause the next time you want to buy something new and ask yourself, do I really need this one? Because look at everything in your home. Look at everything that you already have. Use them, take care of them, and give them a longer life. Because living sustainably is not doesn't mean finding something new to be more sustainable. Maybe the answer is sitting there in our kitchen, our wardrobe, our bag, or somewhere at the bottom of our drawer. So remember this, the most sustainable thing might be the one that we already have. Thank you.